The sound of shattering glass echoed through the apartment as Emma Winters stared in disbelief at the man standing in her kitchen. "You're my employee?" she whispered, the hangover pounding in her temples nothing compared to the shock coursing through her system. Across from her, Michael Chen, the quiet, reserved accountant from her company's finance department, stood frozen, a broken coffee mug at his feet and his 7-year-old daughter peering curiously from behind his legs. Last night, Emma had been the powerful CEO. This morning, she was a stranger in her subordinate's home, wearing his t-shirt, with no memory of how she'd gotten there. If you're enjoying this story so far, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more emotional and unexpected journeys like this one. Your support means everything. 24 hours earlier, Michael had been hunched over his desk, frantically trying to finish the quarterly reports before picking up his daughter, Lily, from after-school care. The finance department was eerily quiet at 6 p.m., most employees having left hours ago. Only the occasional hum of the air conditioning broke the silence. "Chen. Still here?" Michael jumped at the voice, nearly knocking over his coffee. Emma Winters, CEO of Horizon Innovations, stood in the doorway of the finance department, her tailored suit impeccable despite the late hour. At 35, she was the youngest CEO in the company's history, having built a reputation for being brilliant, demanding, and utterly unapproachable. "Ms. Winters," Michael stammered, rising to his feet. "Yes, just finishing the quarterly projections you requested." Emma's eyes narrowed as she approached his desk, scanning the spreadsheets on his monitor. "The board meeting isn't until next week." "I know, but I have to leave early tomorrow. My daughter has a school performance." The words tumbled out before Michael could stop them. He never discussed his personal life at work, especially not with the CEO known for her disdain toward work-life balance excuses. To his surprise, Emma's expression softened momentarily. "You have a daughter?" "Yes, Lily. She's 7. An awkward silence followed before Emma cleared her throat. "Well, don't stay too late. The company doesn't pay for martyrdom." She turned to leave but paused. "And Chen? Good work on the Henderson account. That was you, wasn't it?" Michael nodded, stunned that she knew about his contribution to the project. "Thought so." With that, she was gone, leaving Michael to wonder about the brief glimpse of humanity he'd just witnessed from the notorious Ice Queen of Horizon Innovations. 3 hours later, Michael rushed out of the taxi, already 15 minutes late to pick up Lily from his neighbor Mrs. Rodriguez, who watched her after her school's extended day program ended. The quarterly reports had taken longer than expected, and his phone had died, leaving him unable to call ahead. "I'm so sorry," he apologized breathlessly as Mrs. Rodriguez opened her door. "The reports." "It's fine, Michael," the elderly woman said kindly. "Lily's been helping me make empanadas. She's a natural." Lily appeared behind Mrs. Rodriguez, her face dusted with flour but beaming. "Daddy. I made dinner." Michael scooped her up, inhaling the scent of her strawberry shampoo mixed with cinnamon and dough. "That's amazing, sweetheart. Did you save some for me?" After thanking Mrs. Rodriguez profusely and promising to bring her fresh coffee from the cafe down the street as thanks, Michael carried Lily and a container of empanadas back to their apartment. Their home was modest, a 2-bedroom apartment in a decent neighborhood that stretched Michael's budget to its limits. After his wife Sarah's death from cancer 3 years ago, he'd moved them from the suburbs to be closer to better schools for Lily, even though it meant a longer commute for him. "Daddy, can we watch a movie tonight?" Lily asked as they ate dinner at their small kitchen table. "One episode of your show, then bed," Michael countered. "It's already past your bedtime, and you have your performance tomorrow." Lily pouted but didn't argue. She knew the routine: negotiate for more, settle for what Dad originally offered. It was their dance, one of many small rituals that had helped them navigate life without Sarah. After tucking Lily in and reading her favorite story about a princess who saved herself from a dragon, Michael settled at the kitchen table with his laptop. He needed to review the presentation for tomorrow's department meeting, but his eyes kept drifting to the framed photo on the wall, Sarah holding newborn Lily, her smile radiant despite the exhaustion of childbirth. "I'm doing my best," he whispered to the photo. "I hope it's enough." The next morning was a whirlwind of activity, making Lily's favorite blueberry pancakes, helping her practice her lines for the performance, and dropping her off at school with promises to be in the front row that afternoon. The department meeting went surprisingly well. Michael's presentation on cost-cutting measures received actual nods of approval from the senior managers, and even a "not bad" chin from the CFO. As everyone filed out, Michael checked his watch. He had 3 hours before Lily's performance, enough time to finish the day's work and leave without raising eyebrows. He was so focused on his monitor that he didn't notice Emma Winters approaching until she was standing beside his desk. "Chen, I need you to join me for a client meeting." Michael looked up, startled. "Now?" "Yes, now. The Nakamura Group. They're considering a major investment, and I need someone who understands the financial implications." Her tone made it clear this wasn't a request. Michael's stomach dropped. "Ms. Winters, I apologize, but I have to leave by 2:30 today. My daughter's school performance is at 3:15, Emma finished for him. "I remember. The meeting won't take more than an hour. We'll be done by 2 o'clock, giving you plenty of time." Surprised that she'd remembered such a detail, Michael nodded reluctantly. "Thank you. I appreciate that." The meeting with the Nakamura Group took place at an upscale restaurant downtown. Michael felt distinctly out of place in his off-the-rack suit, but Emma seemed perfectly at ease, ordering in flawless Japanese and navigating the complex social dynamics with practiced ease. To Michael's surprise, she occasionally deferred to him during financial discussions, introducing him as one of our most valuable analysts and giving him space to explain his projections. By the time dessert arrived, Mr. Nakamura was nodding appreciatively at Michael's conservative but promising growth models. "We look forward to a prosperous partnership," Mr. Nakamura said as they concluded, bowing slightly. As promised, the meeting ended just before 2 p.m. Emma's driver was waiting outside the restaurant. "I'll drop you back at the office," she said, sliding into the sleek black car. "Actually," Michael hesitated, "would it be possible to drop me at Westridge Elementary? It would save me time, and I could review my notes before the performance." Emma raised an eyebrow but nodded to the driver. Westridge Elementary. The ride was silent, Michael reviewing the meeting in his head while Emma tapped on her phone. When they arrived at the school, Michael gathered his things quickly. "Thank you, Ms. Winters. And thank you for including me in the meeting." Emma looked up from her phone. "You did well, Chen. Better than I expected." She paused, then added, "Good luck to your daughter." Michael smiled. "Her name is Lily." Something flickered across Emma's face, so quickly Michael thought he might have imagined it. "Good luck to Lily, then." The elementary school auditorium was packed with parents clutching bouquets and cameras. Michael found a seat in the third row, wishing he'd had time to buy flowers for Lily. The performance, a musical about the water cycle, was endearingly chaotic, with children forgetting lines and props falling over. But when Lily stepped forward for her solo as a raindrop, Michael's heart swelled with pride. Her clear voice filled the auditorium, and for a moment, he could almost feel Sarah beside him, squeezing his hand in shared joy. After the performance, Michael waited with the other parents as the children emerged from backstage. Lily ran to him, still wearing her blue raindrop costume. "Did you see me, Daddy? Did you hear my song?" "You were amazing, sweetheart," Michael said, kneeling to hug her. "The best raindrop in the whole sky. Is that for me?" Lily pointed behind him. Michael turned to see Emma Winters standing awkwardly, holding a small bouquet of daisies. "Ms. Winters," he said, stunned. Emma stepped forward, handing the flowers to Lily. "You have a beautiful voice," she said formally, as if addressing a business associate. Lily beamed, burying her nose in the daisies. "Thank you. Are you Daddy's friend?" "I'm your father's boss," Emma replied, then seemed to reconsider. "But yes, I suppose we're colleagues." Michael stood, completely bewildered. "I didn't expect to see you here." Emma shrugged, looking uncomfortable. "The Nakamura meeting went well. I thought I'd follow up. And I was curious about the performance." Before Michael could respond, his phone rang, Mrs. Rodriguez, calling to confirm she could watch Lily that evening. Michael had completely forgotten about the department happy hour scheduled for that night. As a team leader, his presence was expected, but he'd planned to make an excuse. "Everything okay?" Emma asked when he hung up. "Yes, just babysitter arrangements. There's a department thing tonight." "The happy hour advantage," Emma nodded. "You should attend. It's good for team morale." "I usually skip these things," Michael admitted. "Single-parent logistics." Emma studied him for a moment. "Bring her. Bring Lily to a work happy hour?" "Why not? It's advantage, they have that game room upstairs. She'd probably enjoy it more than the adults will." Michael looked down at Lily, who was arranging her flowers carefully. "Would you like to go to a restaurant with games tonight, sweetheart?" Lily's eyes widened. "Can I play skee-ball?" "I believe they have skee-ball," Emma confirmed with surprising seriousness. And that was how Michael Chun found himself at a work happy hour with his daughter and his CEO, watching in amazement as Emma Winters, still in her designer suit, taught Lily how to improve her skee-ball technique. The happy hour was surreal. Downstairs, Michael's colleagues were drinking and networking, while upstairs, Lily was accumulating an impressive pile of prize tickets with Emma's guidance. When Lily ran off to try the racing game, Emma rejoined Michael at their table. "She's a remarkable child," Emma said, sipping her mineral water. "Very focused." "She gets that from her mother," Michael replied. Sarah was a research scientist, could spend days on a single problem without losing interest. Emma's expression softened. "Was?" Michael nodded. "Cancer. 3 years ago." "I'm sorry." The words were simple but seemed genuine. "That must be difficult." "Every day," Michael admitted. "But Lily makes it worthwhile." An awkward silence fell between them, broken when Lily returned with a stuffed unicorn nearly as big as she was. "Look what I won," she exclaimed. "Ms. Emma showed me how to get the jackpot." Michael raised an eyebrow at Emma, who actually looked embarrassed. "The machine has a timing pattern," she explained. "It's just mathematics." As the evening progressed, Michael's colleagues began filtering upstairs, curious about their CEO's unexpected presence in the game room. Emma handled the situation with surprising grace, introducing Lily to everyone and somehow making it seem perfectly normal that she was spending her evening playing arcade games with an employee's child. By 9 o'clock, Lily was yawning despite her protests that she wasn't tired. Michael gathered their things, thanking Emma for her unexpected kindness. "We should head home. It's past her bedtime." Emma nodded, then hesitated. "Some of us are continuing to the bar next door. You're welcome to join after you get her settled." Michael was about to decline when Mrs. Rodriguez texted that she could watch Lily if he wanted to go out. It had been months since he'd had an evening to himself, and something about Emma's invitation made him curious. "I might stop by," he said. "If my neighbor can watch her." Emma smiled, the first genuine smile he'd seen from her. "I hope you do." The bar was crowded and loud, filled with Friday night revelers. Michael spotted the Horizon group in a corner booth and made his way over, feeling strangely nervous. Emma was there, now on what appeared to be her third martini, laughing at something the marketing director had said. She looked different, more relaxed, her professional armor slightly lowered. "Chen. You made it," she called when she saw him, patting the seat beside her. Sit. Drink. That's an order. Michael slid into the booth, ordering a beer when the server came by. The conversation flowed surprisingly easily, with none of the usual office politics. Emma, it turned out, had a sharp wit when she wasn't being the intimidating CEO. As the night progressed, the group dwindled until only Michael, Emma, and two others remained. When those two left for the dance floor, Michael found himself alone with Emma, who was definitely past the point of professional composure. "You know what's funny, Chen," she said, leaning closer. "I've been CEO for 3 years, and this is the first time I've actually enjoyed a company event." "Maybe you should play skee-ball at all of them," Michael suggested, making her laugh. "Maybe I should." She studied him with slightly unfocused eyes. "You're different than I thought." "How so?" "Less boring. Most of the finance department is so." She made a flat gesture with her hand. "We can't all be charismatic CEOs," Michael said dryly. "No, but you're real. You have a life. A daughter who loves you." Something vulnerable flickered across her face. "That's rare." Before Michael could respond, Emma stood abruptly, swaying slightly. "I need air." Michael followed her outside, concerned by her unsteady gait. The night air was cool, and Emma took deep breaths, leaning against the building. "Are you okay?" he asked. "Fine. It's been a while since I drank this much." She fumbled with her phone. "Need to call my driver." Michael gently took the phone from her. "Let me help." To his surprise, there was no driver contact in her phone. "Don't you have a car service?" Emma shook her head. "Company car. Driver's off duty after 8. She attempted to take her phone back and nearly stumbled. "I'll call you a taxi," Michael said. "No taxis. Too many business reporters in this neighborhood. CEO drunk in taxi isn't a headline I need." She straightened, attempting dignity. "I'll walk. Hotels only, that way." She pointed vaguely down the street. Michael sighed. He couldn't leave her like this, not just his boss, but a woman clearly in no state to get herself home safely. "My apartment is 3 blocks away. You can sober up there, then I'll help you get home." Emma considered this, then nodded. "Logical solution, Chen. Very finance department of you." The walk to his apartment was slow, with Emma occasionally leaning on him for support. By the time they reached his building, she was quieter, the alcohol seeming to have a depressive effect now. "Mrs. Rodriguez is with Lily," Michael explained as he unlocked the door. "So please don't worry about waking her." His apartment was modest but clean, with Lily's artwork decorating the refrigerator and a collection of framed photos on the walls. Emma moved to these immediately, studying them with intense focus. "Your wife was beautiful," she said softly, looking at a wedding photo. "Yes, she was." Emma continued to the next photo, Michael and Lily at the beach, both sunburned and grinning. "You're a good father. I see how you look at her." "I try to be," Michael said, uncomfortable with the personal turn of the conversation. "Let me get you some water and aspirin. You'll feel better." When he returned from the kitchen, Emma had sunk onto his couch, her eyes closed. "I'm sorry," she murmured. "This is unprofessional." "It's fine," Michael assured her, handing her the water. "Everyone needs help sometimes." Emma took a long drink, then set the glass down carefully. "Not me. I'm always supposed to be in control." Her voice cracked slightly. "Do you know how exhausting that is?" Michael sat beside her, maintaining a respectful distance. "I can imagine." "No, you can't," she said, but without anger. "Every decision, every day. Thousands of employees depending."